What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. So just coming to you with another recap on today's trading. Ended up trading a total of 3 times with 2 different stocks, NETE and IPI. I'm going to do a little recap on, my pros and my cons for today's trading, what I can improve on so you guys can learn from my best practices and my mistakes. And then I do want to give a shout out to a lot of members that are within our group that were able to lock in an amazing amount of profit. Some individuals were locking over, $1,000 with the profit today. There was one of our traders that came back. His name is Zach Aldwin, and he came back with a 53% gain. I believe like nearly $600 with a profit on his trade today. Just want to give a huge shout out to all of you. Thank you guys again for being so active within our group, and I'm happy that you guys are continuously bringing in those solid profits. So let's continue that and make sure that we continue to end the week on a green note and this whole year as well. So if you guys don't know what TechBud Solutions is, this is the group chat platform. We offer 4 different platforms for group chats. One's the general or the main chat room, which is TechBud Solutions. One, swing trading for those that can't day trade actively. Another one is going to be pre-market movers for just those alerts. The other one's technical analysis. So if you want to see or have me perform technical analysis, there's a group chat designed for that. And if you guys would like to be a part of TechBud Solutions, it is a free group you can join on, teaching new members and experienced members the basics and fundamentals of trading penny stocks. We're sitting at about 1,600 members worldwide from, again, all different experience levels. And if you've ever had the aspiration to be an entrepreneur or an investor or trade penny stocks, this is definitely the group to do so. It is a free group you can join. We ask you absolutely nothing. I mean, you basically just have to have a Facebook account to ask to join. And if you just want to be a part of the group, GroupMe or group chat platform, the email is going to be provided for you down below. It's techbuds@mail.com. You could ask me for the welcome document. As you can see, I'm quite behind a couple members. This is actually just all today for the members that I've asked to join, and I'm backed up about 110 emails for members that want to join the group chat. So I do apologize. I've been really busy with school and work and keeping up with this group altogether. So thank you guys again so much for your patience, and I'm really excited to have you guys all aboard. Again, if you guys just can give me a couple days to catch up with all the emails and then having to accept you guys, I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys again so much, and let's go ahead and get to it. I'm going to do my technical analysis on the first trade that I ended up doing. It was actually IPI. So for my first trade of the day, I actually traded IPI. I saw that it was continuously breaking the supports. Although it did jump up to 190, it ended up dropping down and kind of stayed a little bit below 185. I actually caught it at the bounce at 175. So when I got the alert that it broke the support at 180, the reason we were able to identify the support at 180 to be such a strong support, first of all, we traded this one yesterday and I was able to lock in a decent amount of profit. Locked in about 5% profit for the amount that I was trading. Was a decent trade, right? Today it ended up dropping below 180, and then I went a couple days back. I did a 20-day analysis in a sense, caught it at the support at 175, and the reason I was able to identify the support at 175 was because a couple days ago, roughly around 17 to 16, it actually bounced from 175, and being able to identify that as a support, so what that means is it came down, caught at 175, and then bounced back up. So since trends tend to repeat themselves, doing the technical analysis, we can in a sense set up a whole game plan. So my whole game plan was to buy in around 175 and again set myself up for success. So I knew one of the resistance was going to be 180 as old supports become new resistance levels. It passed 180 with no problem and then kind of struggled to go above 185. That's actually where I sold. I sold at 184, locking in a total of $154 with a profit, and that was simply within 15 minutes. Ended up hitting highs of 190. So yes, I could have locked in probably another around $75 to $80 with a profit, but again, wanted to play it safe, wanted to lock in my profit, wanted to stay in the green, and that's exactly what I did. A couple traders held a little bit longer, were able to squeeze it through above 190 and locked in their decent trade for the day. Ended up going below 185, and then with that, definitely not showing upward momentum. Most likely it's going to continue to bleed back down. But just want to do a little recap on why I traded IPI, the supports, the resistance, and I had a stop loss set at 174.99 to minimize my loss. And the reason I have that is because the support is at 175. So being able to identify that if it goes below 175, it's going to go to unknown territory. So what that means is I don't want to ride it all the way down. So by setting a stop loss, the amount of shares that I have will automatically sell if the market value drops below 175. And being able to do that with every stock you buy, every stock you trade, being able to buy at the support, right above the support, being able to sell right below the resistance, and being able to cut your losses if you have to right below the support is going to be the ideal game plan, at least what we use with TechBud Solutions, that has led to a majority of our success. So that is my recap on IPI. The other stock that I ended up trading today was NETE, and let me do a little analysis on why I traded NETE. So this one's one that spiked up all the way up to about 150, 155, was trading around 85 cents to 90. And the reason I was able to identify that as a support and the resistance was because a couple days ago, roughly around 2, it was trading roughly around that area. So being able to identify the support at 85 cents, resistance at 90, when it came bleeding back down, it literally just hit that high point. It was pretty much a pump and dump. Hit highs of 150, so for all those that were able to ride it up there, great for you, but slowly started bleeding back down. And where is it going to catch? Where is it going to actually start to bounce? And that's when you do this technical analysis, being able to identify old supports and kind of set up a whole game plan. So I knew the old support was around 185. I let the team know. There was one of our traders that actually shouted this one out today, and I do want to give him credit for helping me and assisting me with this trade and kind of just putting it out there for me to be exposed to this trade. And his name is Julian Ramos, I believe. And huge shout out to him. He was able to lock in a decent amount of profit today with all his trades and consistently within the past week. So great job, Julian. And pretty much I was able to identify the support at 85 cents, resistance at 90. So going into my whole game plan of trading this today, I ended up jumping in at 85 cents. And actually I put it at 85.01. Once I bought in at 85.01, I understood that the old support is the new resistance. So being able to identify that the resistance was going to be at 90, being able to lock in, a little bit less than 5%, a little bit more than 5% profit, ended up selling at 90 cents, or exactly to be exact, was at 0.8999, and I told the team exactly when I was selling. And with that, I was able to lock in the remaining amount of my profit today. I did end up taking a loss because I initially tried to buy in at 90. I bought in at 92 since it was holding pretty well. And then I stop lossed out at 89.99, and then with that I lost about $70, and then I caught it at this bounce. So again, it's about cutting losses short, setting a plan for success. So my initial plan when getting in at 90 was actually to sell at that $1 resistance. So I was hoping for a 10-cent gain, my 10%, but ended up not being able to do that just because I stop lossed out. Doesn't mean that you don't have to give up for the rest of the day. I just set a limit order and kind of was waiting for the bounce. Bought in at the bounce at 85 cents and then rode it back up. Made up my loss, or the loss that I ended up taking, and made a little bit more profit on top of that. So I ended up locking a total of $176 within 15 minutes of that trade as well. So a net profit of $260 with my loss in effect as well. And again, being able to identify the support, being able to identify the resistance, and then being able to identify where I'm going to stop loss out if I have to. So setting up a whole game plan like this every single time you trade is truly what's going to lead to your success, because you understand your risk, and you understand what it is that you're willing to lose. So based on my analysis that I did, I knew that the support was at 85 cents, and I was not going to take anything less than that. So when I bought in at 85 cents, I set my stop loss at 0.8499 to minimize my risk altogether, just in case it drops below. I cut my losses and then I move on. But ended up bouncing just where I thought it was, and ended up selling at the point that I kind of expected because of this resistance. Of course, it would have been nice to continue to ride it up to $1. Realistically, I understood that there was a resistance at $1, so I ended up just locking in my profit, made up the difference that I took for a loss today and a little bit more, and then ended up the day on $260 worth of profit today. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys found this video somewhat helpful. If you guys want to watch my daily recaps, I do upload daily, and also we are a pretty big car YouTube channel with the different cars that we own. So if you'd like to subscribe, we'd greatly appreciate it. We're about 1,500 members, and we've grown nearly 50% within the past 8 days, and it's I think mainly just been because of the stock videos that I've been able to do that have been somewhat helpful to the traders that follow TechBud Solutions. So if you guys found this video somewhat helpful, we'd appreciate the thumbs up. And if you guys have any suggestions or anything that you guys would like to comment, again, leave that down in the comment, or feel free to email me at techbuds@mail.com. If you guys can focus on consistently locking in a decent amount of profit throughout, every single time you trade and cutting losses short, that is truly what's going to lead to your success. And again, if you guys would like to be a part of TechBit Solutions, the links are all provided for you down in the description. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night, and let's make sure that we end the week on a green note. Take care, guys.